Bliss Loves, Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. And today I am going to show you how to pick the best oracle or tarot deck for you. Now, this is a very exciting journey to go on when you are choosing your next deck or your very first deck. And it all starts with the heart. This is the way in which your spirit begins to call you to exploring the world of tarot and oracle. And you'll notice that you'll feel just this urge to buy a deck, or you'll get a lot of signs and synchronicities that tell you that maybe it's time to go find a deck and explore that world, that realm of your intuition. And it's a really fun experience when you get that call, because it's a sign that your intuition is developing and that it's really ready to start translating the information of the energy that you're picking up on throughout the day. And this is also going to help you through times in your life where you need clarity on situations you're going through, on things you're healing, on what to do next, on situations that you're unaware of or unknown as you enter it. And so this is going to be a really great experience for you as you build your relationship with your cards. So I'll first tell you how to choose your deck, and then I'll tell you how to use your deck. So the first way to choose your deck is, of course, to open the heart and to ask for your deck to show up for you. This is a way in which you are responding to the call that has already started within your heart, within your inner being, guiding you to your deck. And as you feel that, you want to just set the intention to find the best card deck for you, no matter if it's tarot or oracle. By being open and not creating a specific expectation or outcome, you're allowing your spirit to speak through you in the best way for you. And this allows you to open the door to the intuitive journey that picking your cards is. So when you open up your heart, you want to stay in your heart. You want to keep that passion, that desire alive to finding the best deck for you. And then you want to start exploring. This is the fun part. And so you can either explore whether it be in a physical store, like a metaphysical bookstore, or a psychic store or shop, or a crystal store, or you can go online and visit one of those types of websites, or go to Amazon or something like that. Whatever you're called to is okay. I will say that it's most important, like I said, to open your heart and to let yourself feel into what feels good and to feel into what you're being called to do when you explore for your cards, when you go on that journey to find them. So whether you're called to search online or to actually go to a place in person so you can feel the deck and connect to the deck, it's totally up to you. And choosing the location is also an intuitive journey. So follow your heart. That's the first tip. Now, the second tip that I'll say is choosing which kind of deck you want based on the difference between them. So I'll get into that a little bit, but I also encourage you to not only decide that you only want a tarot deck or you only want an oracle deck. Just use this information to help you better understand which deck does what and how, so that it can help you differentiate maybe if you're stuck between two, or if you're going out for a specific intention for a deck. Okay, so I'm going to first show you the tarot. Now, this is a very unique tarot. It's a bit different. It's not traditional, but it will give you an idea. And so the tarot deck is going to have cards that have different numbers and different elements or different categories. Now, this is going to be known as a minor arcana, the ones with the numbers and the categories. So in this case, it's a 10 of air. This is a really cool deck. It's called the Good Tarot, and it is all about the elements. And so this is really cool because it's not the traditional. The traditional will have different categories like the wands, the cups, the swords, but this deck has air, water, earth, okay? But gives you the same idea. It'll be the minor arcana in either deck, okay? Now, the minor arcana are more themes in your life. They're going to represent categories of themes in your life, whether it's work or spiritual growth or love or communication, different kind of struggles or focuses. And there's going to have specific themes there that are going to help to specify from the major arcana. The major arcana are going to be the bigger cards. They're going to have the one word, and they're going to be very strong energy cards. They're not going to be a different category. They're going to have their own energy. So this would be like the Emperor or the Empress, Temperance card as well, or the Tower card. These are the major arcanas. In this case, it's the World card, okay? And each deck is going to be different in regards to meaning. Like I said, this is not a traditional tarot, but it is one that gives you kind of an idea of what to expect. And so you'll want to use the book for that, especially when you're just learning how to understand your tarot deck, because tarot decks tend to be a little bit more complex. They tend to have more of a storyline to them. When we're talking about traditional tarot decks, the major arcana have a full-on story, and then the minor arcana have a bit of different characteristics and themes to it to help you identify what character you are in the story with the major arcana and how it's working through you with the minor arcana, okay? Now that's just to give you a general idea. This is not a tarot video. I am not a tarot expert. I usually use Oracle, okay? Primarily because I usually use my cards at the end of my readings. I don't use cards as much as I used to in the beginning of my journey. I've developed my intuition well enough to connect directly to higher self, so I don't use the cards as much other than for summary. But in the beginning of my journey, I was using Oracle cards all the time. And so with that being said, I will show you my Oracle cards. These are the first cards I ever got. These are the Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. Now the difference between the tarot and the Oracle are going to be simpler. They're going to have more direct messages, and they're also going to just kind of be more simple in regards to the way in which you interpret it. You're going to be able to feel a little bit more into the art. They have a little bit more characteristics and descriptive energy with the pictures. And so this gives you an idea of an Oracle card. This is the Healing card. Nice, beautiful picture. We've got the healing word right there in plain sight. So you will be able to really get a lot from being able to just pull a card and knowing exactly what it means right when you pull it, and then starting to explore your intuition more by focusing in on the card's picture and seeing if you can pick up any messages from the color or the art, or the pattern that's on the card, because your intuition is going to speak to you in different ways for different parts of the card in different readings that you do, okay? So that's going to help you discern which kind of deck you want, whether it be Oracle or Tarot. And once you choose that and you feel into the card that feels best to you, you really want to allow yourself to start to connect to your deck. So like I said, no matter where you choose your deck, you want to choose the one that feels good to you. You want to scroll through online, or you want to walk through the bookstore. You want to feel the deck. You want to see if you can look at the pictures. You want to maybe hold the deck to your heart and feel into if it makes your heart feel open. What kind of energy, what kind of emotion does it evoke from you when you touch the deck and hold it? And when you do that, you want to kind of breathe into the deck and feel your energy exchange with it, because you're starting to build a relationship. You're starting to get acquainted with your tool for divination. This is a very powerful experience. This is something that you're going to use very intimately for many years possibly. So this is going to be a very important connection that you're making. Now, if this was a brand new card deck, what I would do is I would bless it and I would set an intention for it. So I would unwrap it from its box, I would take it out, and I would take the cards and I would hold them in my hand or even to my heart, whatever felt right. And I would just say a little prayer or a little intention setting with a couple deep breaths, and setting my intention for what I want from this card deck. So I would say, I really want this card deck to provide me clear and profound intuitive messages for any time that I need guidance and any time that I'm unable to connect on my own to the message that my spirit is trying to give me. And so just something that simple can be really powerful, and you really want to mean it, and you want to feel that energy go from your heart into the cards, okay? And when you do, then you've really set your intention. Now, what I like to do after that is I like to take each and every card and I hold it, kind of sandwich it between my hands, because we have vortexes of energy in our hands, and our arms and hands connect to our heart. It all leads to our heart space. So we want to hold the card and just say a little cleansing prayer. I like to use the water, fire, earth, air, cleanse, dismiss, dispel, and then putting the card to the side. Doing it for the next one. Water, fire, earth, air, cleanse, dismiss, dispel. Water, fire, earth, air, cleanse, dismiss, dispel. So you'll go through each and every card. Now, why do I do this? Because I'm very thorough and I like to make sure that every single card has my energetic fingerprint and that it's also specifically cleared by me. Because we don't know how many packagers, how many producers, how many people have touched the cards, and we don't know what kind of intention was put in the cards before it was made or as it was made. But we know that our heart is calling to it, so we want to work with it, but we also want to make sure that our intentions are embedded in the cards as well, and that we clear them appropriately. Now, to be extra thorough, I would also sage the cards. I would also maybe put some selenite on the cards overnight. These are other ways that you can cleanse, or maybe put the cards out under a moon, a full moon or a new moon. These are ways to cleanse the cards. So once you cleanse your cards, now you're ready to use them. This is the exciting part. So my cards are cleansed, my intention is set. Now I'm just gonna start shuffling them. Now you want to get them good and shuffled because they are brand new, so they're probably in all sorts of order. So you want to get them out of order, out of their, pretty pristine packaging order. So sometimes you want to, shuffle them like a card deck as many times as you want. Now, once you shuffle them and you feel they're all jumbled up, you want to ask the question that you want to receive from your deck. Now, my first question for a new deck is usually, what is my power card? A power card in his deck is going to be the card that is going to represent where you're at in your life right now when you got this deck, and what this deck is most likely going to help you most with personally in your life because of that. So I usually ask, okay, card, what is the power energy from this card that I am receiving? And then I will shuffle. Now, the way you shuffle is up to you. This is all intuitive. Let yourself play. Let yourself feel into it. It might be strange at first. You might feel awkward shuffling the cards. It might take a second. And as you shuffle, you're going to want to feel the energy. You're going to want to notice what cards jump out, what cards start to lift out of the deck. If you'll notice, I've got a card here, and I've also got a card back here. Okay, so I'm going to keep shuffling to see which one really wants to come out. Then this one really wants to come out, okay? And as I'm shuffling, I'm asking the question. So my card for this one was trust. This is what this deck is going to help me most with, is trusting. So that is a great example of how to use your deck and how to also reveal your power card, which is really fun. So any question that you have for your deck, you can ask it. You can ask for clarity on a certain situation. You can ask for a focus, your next focus from your spirit. What do I need to focus on next? What do I need to know right now? How do I get through this situation? And you'll also notice that in your deck, you'll have a book of explanations of each card, so you can use that to really understand what your deck is saying to you. I will say that I always like to use my own intuition as much as possible. So before I look at the book, I will usually start shuffling the cards and doing my own readings. And then when I get confused, if I'm having a hard time really understanding the meaning of a card, or if I want to double check my meaning of the card, I'll go back to the deck and make sure that the meaning is the same as what I was picking up on. This is a really great way to validate your intuition as well. All right, this video is getting extra long, so I'm going to cut it down now, but I hope this gives you a really good idea of how to use your deck, how to choose your deck, and how to carry on a relationship with it. I'm so glad for you to have joined me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.